Hey, welcome to my channel. This is my very first video for YouTube. I collect quite a lot of geeky things, techie things, so I thought I'd just share with you my latest acquisition, which was a little bit of an impulse buy, which I've been known to do quite often. But it is something that I've been interested in before in the past. I've got a few of these machines, and I might as well tell you what it is. It is a vacuum robot, which you can probably see from the label here anyway. Now, I've used Roombas in the past. Quite a few years ago I had two of them, one for upstairs, one for downstairs, and they were okay. But I didn't think the vacuum on them was very strong, and I didn't really like the way that they navigated. They were very haphazard and clumsy, and particularly my skirting boards would suffer quite badly from black plastic marks and scratches. But also I was very surprised that the carpet suffered. Particularly in the place I'm in now, the carpet is quite short pile, and it left tracks in the carpet, which didn't look very good, particularly where it repeats its path quite regularly around the sides and the walls. You would get a track mark in the carpet. So I stopped using them actually quite a long time ago, and I've only really just thought about getting a new one. So I thought, well, what's the best of the best? Who's going to come up with something that's going to solve some of these issues? So, and I'm not saying they are the best, and I actually think probably the Roomba have upped their game a bit with their robots. I believe the navigation is far better now. But the one thing that did impress me with this machine is looking at quite a few videos of people that own them. I can see how it moves around, and it doesn't tend to bash into things to find out where it is, which is one of my big bugbears with these machines. So hopefully this will solve those issues. Anyway, enough rambling. I know you're here to see the robot. This I bought from eBay, so that's that's why it was for me the decision to plunge for it, because at the moment you have to pay about £800 for this machine in the UK, but I got it a little bit cheaper than that. It is brand new in the box, as described by the seller on eBay. So we're going to open it together, and if I've been duped and it's just a box with a breeze block in it, we'll share that charismation together. Right, so it says, please lift here. I'm wondering where this has come from a shop, because it's it says please pull tab to remove transit sleeve before displaying product. So it's maybe it's been in it's probably been to a shop, maybe where you didn't sell it, or I don't know. Anyway, it comes out with this outer box, protective box. So here it is. It looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? I've seen a few unboxings of these, and I was quite impressed with the way that they've pictured the device on all four sides, as if you were looking at it in real life. So even underneath, it'll have picture of its bottom. Yes. Okay. So it is indeed unopened because there is a label fitting over the box. So I've got a knife and I'm going to very carefully cut through to reveal the robot. It's certainly very well packaged. As you can see, it's got this very stiff cardboard. A little bit of dust on there, but I don't think that's anything untoward. I think it's just from the packaging. So there isn't really very much to see in here at the moment. It's just the robot. So two little handles either side to pick it up. And it feels, yeah, I mean it's about the same weight as the, probably a bit lighter than the Roomba actually, if I'm honest, remembering it. So this is actually plastic, moulded plastic, which doesn't seem very environmentally friendly for today's environment. So what have we got inside? We've got, looks like the power adapter, which is very Apple-esque, I have to say. And I really do like this cord detail, where this cord wrap holder. I think that's a very nice touch. Yes. And the docking station. So this seemed to me to be quite flimsy, really, for what it was. If you look at some of the competitors' docking stations, they are actually, they'd seem a little bit more solid, but I guess if it does the job and it doesn't take up so much room as the other ones, because with this very flat design it can go right up against the wall. You don't need to have it too far out, which is quite good. And what else? All else we've got is the manuals and another plastic insert inside, so they didn't want this to get damaged, did they? So, books, how to use the robot. All in lots of different languages. There is a guarantee. No, I didn't really actually remember how long the guarantee for this is. I don't think it's 5 years. Oh, 2 years. So you need to register it. You get 2 years guarantee with this machine. So that's not too bad, is it? Safety information. Okay, so there's 3 books there to read. Now the one good thing about this power adapter as well is that it will fit either side of this docking station. So it just sits inside like this, which is good because you don't want cables trailing where you don't need to. It uses these black symbols on the back of the docking station to find itself, because this is a visually guided robot. Let's put that up there just for a moment. On the top you'll find there is a camera, 360-degree camera here. And the one difference, or one of the main differences between this and the original Dyson 360 was that the original did not see very well in the dark because it didn't have a light. So if you was running it at night, it would get lost, I believe. But they managed to overcome this by this ring of LEDs around the camera to help it see, which is good, because I think this is probably the sort of thing you might put on at night. I don't know, probably not actually if you're sleeping, but there may be an occasion when you're away or whatever you might want to have it on at night. I don't know, or if it's a particularly dark wintry day and it could struggle to find out where it is. So what else have we got on here? Control button. So there is only one button on it, this one here, and it has got some warning labels on the outside, some lights to tell you if there's some problems, so like blockages, battery, brush, the power, the level of the battery, how much battery power you have left. That looks like a little picture of the docking station, so I'd imagine that's for when it can't find its way home. Who knows? So the bin is, this is what really attracted me about this machine, is because, as I said before, the Roombas weren't very powerful as regard vacuum power, and maybe that's changed now, but certainly they were very poor when I owned one. Pretty pathetic really, and I think it was really just a glorified sweeper. It would just sweep the dust and the crap into the bin, which was quite small. But this uses Dyson's cyclonic technology, which you find in the bigger machines, well, all of the machines obviously. So I would sort of class this as like their stick vacuums. That sort of power, I'm hoping. Just because of the size of it, and I think because of the type of motor they've used in it, is obviously a battery powered one, so it'll have the similar type of power, I'd imagine. So the bin is actually quite small, if I'm honest. In fact, it's very small. So you would, I'm not really sure how to take that off actually. I think it just, does it just pull off? I don't know. Maybe it's a bit stiff from being new. Oh, there we go. So you can see there's some slight cyclonic action going on in there. So your actual bin waste will go into that small little plastic device. So that seems pretty easy to take apart. I don't think this would ever replace a proper vacuum. You would still have to go around perhaps once a month or so, get into your corners and get real deep down with a brush vacuum. But it's a good for every day, getting the dust and all the dead skin cells and all sorts of skin scales from your body, which is what, you know, really seems to float about everywhere, doesn't it? So fortunately there's no hair in this household, so it's not going to suffer from oh, that's a bit stiff. Suffer from hair in the brush. So here is a little all the filters are the same as the ones in the larger machines, but they've just been miniaturized. You can see it's almost like a little doll's house machine. But this is the pre-motor filter. As you can see, it's pretty much the same as all the other ones that Dyson do, and it's washable, which is really good. There were a few videos I saw on YouTube to say that it was a bit awkward to get in there because there's only a very thin slitty hole there to wash things out of, but then the stick vacuum filters are just the same. You can't get into those either. But I can't see that being a problem, and I expect you can get spares for them anyway, so yeah, that's good. Obviously there is a post filter as well, so here there is another filter. So this will be the same as your HEPA filter that you would find in your big Dyson, or even in your stick Dyson. You'll find that you'll have a little HEPA filter on the back of the motor. I don't think that's washable. I don't really know until I read the instructions, but it could be. Could be, but I can't see that it's going to get too dirty, if I'm honest. So on the back we can see the battery here, and there is a USB port as well, which I believe you can poke software in it to upgrade it if you need to, but I certainly don't really want to get into that because probably end up frying it, if I'm honest. So what is the battery technology? Actually, I can't see without my glasses, but I know it lasts for about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, depending on what mode you're on, because this will have two different types of operating modes as regards power. So you could have it on a high-powered vacuum, which would be desirable, but your time will be reduced, obviously. Or you can have it on kind of economy mode, so it will run at reduced vacuum power, but it will last far longer. So that might be good for using it every day. If you want it to go around and you want to make sure it goes to everywhere. And if it's obviously you're doing it every day, you don't want, you know, mega suction. So maybe you could just use the high powerful maybe once a week, just to go into perhaps just one room. I don't know, because I've never tried this. Obviously, I don't know how well it's going to fare in the battery department, or whether it's going to get stuck or lost, or because my apartment isn't large, but it does have quite a few bits and pieces on the floor, so it's not a regular four-sided rectangular room. You know, I've got a piano, I've got this sofa, I've got some side tables that have stainless steel bases, so I'm interested to see how it's going to cope those, because the Roomba didn't like them at all and it actually ended up scratching them quite badly. So I'm hoping that this won't do that. So yeah, it's battery, and let's put that back. So these just pop in and unclip like so. There you go. And then this door will just put on. Oh, wrong way. Is that right? I think so. I'm doing something wrong, aren't I? First learning curve. There we go. Right. So the brush. We have a brush which is excellent, and it's quite a wide one as well, which I think is very good. It's actually it's almost, well, it's definitely the full width of the machine, but it's almost a little bit more, isn't it? But it has the stiff brushes like the handhelds, but it also has the carbon fibre brush for fine dust. The reason why this works is it's like a static effect. it will attract the fine dust onto the carbon brush, picking it up. Underneath also we have the charging points here, and the 2 tracks, which I think is an excellent idea actually. I think it makes it more steadier. It allows for more accurate movement, I think, than perhaps the wheel does. Maybe a little bit more durable, although I didn't really have any problems with the Roomba, with the wheels that I can remember. I do remember that one of the motor units went a bit diffy and it was going off to one side, but that was the only problem I had with the wheels on that. But as I said, the wheels with the Roomba dug real gouges, not literally dug, but they just depressed the carpet and then left an indentation in the carpet. So for those, I thought they were better for hard floors. No little brushes on the sides of these, although it does go up to the side of the wall, I'd imagine, because this brush is, it does come out quite far, which is good, but it's obviously not going to get into a corner, so there's a bit of a compromise there. There is a little bump detector on this as well, so if it encounters something it doesn't see, you can see that action there on the front, or underneath. The whole carriage is kind of like a switch. So yeah, it looks really good. Obviously I've not tried it, I've not powered it up yet, which I think I will need to charge it fully first, so I'll be reading the instructions, and I am one of those people that will read the instructions from cover to cover before I even turn on the machine, which is very infuriating. I know for some people that will just want to get at it and turn the thing on, but you can actually do some damage if you don't do what it says, particularly with batteries. If you start using them too quickly, if they're not fully charged, sometimes you can impair them a little bit, depending what type of battery it is. I'm not really sure on these. I'm hoping it's something reasonable. Yeah, so there we go. I'm quite pleased with that. I think it's a very attractive looking unit. I like the blue very much. I don't think they do it in any other colours. The previous model was all grey, like a silver nickel colour, and I think you could get a different version of that where it had some fuchsia accents in the box, the dirt box, which looked okay. Yeah, so I will probably do some demos of this, and if you're interested in seeing some of the demos that I do with this, leave some comments, let me know. There are lots of obstacles in this apartment, so it will be a very fair test, I think, of how well it fares. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and goodbye.